Hey, hey, Cancer. Happy May. Long time no see. Moonchild, I am so excited to read for you. And since, better late than never, but let's jump right in, right? Let's see. What does Cancer need to know for the month of May? Spirit, for their greatest joy, love, fulfillment, creativity. What do they need to know for their highest good? What's the story this month, Spirit? What's the situation? Who are the characters? What are the potentials, pitfalls, past, future, the effects of the past and the present that are leading to that future? And how can Cancer Sun, Cancer Moon, Cancer Rising best navigate this story? Month of May. Just monthly spirit. Month of May for Cancer. Cancer Sun, Cancer Moon, Cancer Rising. What do they need to know? Their highest good. Month of May. All right. Well, that was simple enough. All right. Wow. Well, what a beautiful way to wrap your reading. I need a bonus card. Sorry to keep you in suspense, Cancer. I just need to know, Spirit, can you tell me a little bit more? Wow. All right. That was easy. About this Four of Cups. Tell me a little more about this Four of Cups. What's on the other side? What do they need to know about this Four of Cups? Changing the plan. That's what it looks like. Beautiful. Wow. All right. Cancer, Cancer, Cancer. Pretty powerful reading. So, there's a lot happening for you this month, Cancer, and I feel like this month is kind of going to fly for a lot of you. So, of course, Cancer, this isn't a one-on-one reading, it's a general reading, so some of these messages are going to resonate more than others. But I do feel for a lot of you, it's just kind of a flurry of activity. Feels like communications going in, coming out, like emails, applications, inquiries, etc. Just like bang, 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 bang. Listen, the possibilities are wide open for you, Cancer, and you're in quite a powerful position indeed, but it does look like there needs to be a change of plans. Now, when I say a change of plans, I don't mean throw it all away, it's done, time to go for something else. Although, of course, if that is what you're feeling in your heart and in your intuition that you need to do, I wouldn't discourage you from that. But what I feel is that there needs to be an adjustment made to the plans. There's a lot to be gained this month from stepping back and clip, 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 clip. The way that a clever farmer and any gardener worth their salt knows that you need to prune a plant to keep it healthy. That in order to keep the entire organism thriving, you need to cut little spurts of growth so that all of that energy doesn't just like go in one direction, then kind of like, whoa, for those of you that do any kind of gardening, like, well, my herb's bolted, meaning like you'll go to bed one night and wake up the next morning and the stem is like a foot high and you're like, damn. Because even though to maybe the untrained eye, they might think like, wow, look at that basil, it's so tall, it's enormous. To the person who knows what they're doing, it's like, ooh, you should have pruned that. You could have gotten a lot more out of that if you had just pruned it a little bit. So, Cancer, do you know what this is? What is it that you're in the process of building, creating, amassing is one of the words Spirit just used. So for some of you, this is very literally about wealth and work. So pentacles are the earth element. So that is work, job, money, resources. And you've got something wonderful going. Wonderful. Like, I kind of want to tell a lot of you, don't lose hope and don't lose heart. You have the Emperor sitting in the position of where you find yourself. If you have been waiting for someone to come and kind of like clap you on the shoulder and go, hey, snap out of it, you can do this. Here are your people. Here that energy is to support you, to say, you're CEO of your life, Cancer. If you don't like something, you go in there and you make the change. You go into your life like you would go into your company that you own and go, you know what, this division really isn't producing much. I'm just losing a lot of money and not gaining a lot from this. So you know what, I'm gonna cut this out. Maybe there's a habit in your life, and there certainly is. For some of you, there is an element of overindulgence. So maybe drinking a little too much. Maybe you just feel like eating a little too much this month and you're kind of like, oh, I feel it. Don't be afraid to make an adjustment in the plan. It's going to empower you. In fact, I want to say it's going to empower you actually for things to look different than what you were originally expecting. So when I say make adjustments to the plan, and some of you may abandon, quote unquote, the plan entirely and go in a different direction because you're like, you know what? Oof, oh, this is major. Okay. Here it is, Cancer. If you walked into a casino and you saw somebody, you know, very cliche, right? Ragged, they've got their, you know, their tie pulled and the collar open and they're sweating and they're tired, and maybe it's, you know, 5 a.m. and they've been gambling all night and they just keep putting in chips and they keep losing. But in their mind, they can't reconcile getting up and leaving the table because, like, no, but I've put hours and God knows how much money, how much of my resources into this. Spending a bunch of time and a bunch of energy on something that hasn't given you back doesn't mean that you should keep putting in and see if it starts giving you back. Okay? Cancer, I'm not telling you to abandon anything that you still feel invested in. This is something, if you feel this way, it would be something where that really resonates and kind of hits and hurts in a way that feels accurate. So like I said, this is not a one-on-one reading, Cancer. This doesn't mean you must do XYZ. Some of you that's going to hit with, and you're going to know if that's for you, okay? And if it's not for you, then you're one of these people where it's just, no, my plan is good. I just need to make some adjustments to how much effort I'm putting into this part. Maybe I need to take a little bit of that energy, put it over here. Maybe I need to cut this part out of it entirely so that I can do more of this, which is actually doing great. You feel me? There's a major upgrade in your sense of clarity and control coming. But Cancer, you need to embrace your own power, embrace your own place. Please don't martyr yourself. Please don't give up something that you actually really do want. But be open to it looking different. Be open to it looking different and feel the fear and do it anyway. That's the next message that Spirit is really giving me, is like, it's not about getting over any kind of fear. It's not about like pretending that you don't feel it. Feel the fear and do it anyway. Feel the insecurity, feel the little bit of like, oh no, can I really do that? Is it really possible for me? And then go for it anyway. The trick is to be okay with either outcome. You know, this is why we talk about like the law of attachment and the law of detachment. To put it in a really simple way, when you maybe are first starting to date somebody and they're like breathing down your neck and they're everywhere and they're all over everything that you're doing, and you might be like, oh God, like I wanted somebody to want me, but this is a little much. And then that law of detachment, where if something is a little bit, if it seems like the person wants us but doesn't like need us, if it feels like there's a little bit of space dancing between us, we feel much more attracted. We feel much more magnetized. Now, Spirit is telling you to use that kind of law of detachment with what it is that you want to come out of this work that you're doing. Make it about the work. Make it about the journey. And that the outcome, cool. You know, I want to keep showing up in my business. I want to keep showing up in my marriage. And these are the kinds of words that they're using. And if it doesn't work out, if the business doesn't thrive, if the relationship doesn't make it, if XYZ happens, I know that I want to show up and I want to do this, and that is enough. That is worth it, right? Feel the fear and do it anyway. There are no guarantees in life. None. None. Like, you could do the relationship perfectly, you could do the business perfectly, and then a bubble bursts, or then, you know, someone falls in love with someone else, or some tragedy occurs and we don't have the thing. The more time that you spend full-throated, full-centered, full-grounded where you are in the moment, the more that you will have of life. The more juice that you will squeeze and drink from this life, Cancer. So feel the fear and do it anyway. Embrace how powerful you are. You're coming through this month as the Queen of Wands, which is pretty nice because you've got that Eight of Wands right at the center of your spread, saying like you're kind of dealing with a lot, fielding a lot of like maybe options or questions, or you're sending out your resume, you're trying to get your words out there. There's an upgrade, and for some of you, look, Cancer, if you followed my channel for any amount of time, then you know that I don't do kind of like twin flame readings or like talk a whole bunch about romantic love. But there's some pretty strong coupling energy in your reading here. And the reason I don't talk that much about love is twofold. For one, I find that especially in a general reading, Spirit is not generally talking about relationships for all Cancers. Now, sometimes, like in this case, there might be an overwhelming sort of overarching energy where it's like, I'm sorry, there's just so much going on in your, you know, 5th house or 7th house or 8th house that like all this relationship stuff is coming through. The other part of it, though, is that I know that that is a huge activation point and trigger point for a lot of people, and a pain point, you know, like wanting the love of your life, wanting that relationship that feels divinely appointed. So I'm never trying to like dangle a carrot in front of you and lure you. But like I said, pretty damn strong coupling energy in your reading. Pretty strong. Like, what are we talking about here? This is a lot. For some of you, somebody more on your level is coming through. And that's just how I'm going to put it. The Queen of Wands, Spirit is telling me, is your significator for this month, right, hovering over the top of your reading. And in the future, on the other side of that Four of Cups, you know, on the other side of maybe a slight disappointment that I thought it was going to be like this and now it's this. You know what I mean? My cups were supposed to look like this and instead I got this bullshit. What is this? But maybe you don't see somebody pouring a cup over your shoulder, a new blessing. Cups are love, cups are feelings. New feelings inspired by somebody that feels like a pretty great match. Now, Cancer, if you are in a long-term relationship with somebody that feels like your match and you're happy, this can just be an indicator that's like, ooh, this is going to be really great. There's going to be like a real sense of like meeting of the minds, meeting of the hearts. And for some of you, it's somebody new entirely, and somebody that can keep you warm. Because it feels like for some of you, maybe you were with somebody who was very intelligent, King of Swords, right? Honest and forthright and independent and all these great things, but not the warmest soul. Not the most sweet. King of Wands is warm. There's definite passion there. And there's clarity there. And for some of you, again, because these are general readings, Cancer, this may be that some of you have been on the lookout for a creative partner, a business partner, a great friend to work in tandem with. And a Queen of Wands meeting a King of Wands is like, I've got the ideas, you've got the execution, let's do this. Like putting your heads together and coming up with something more brilliant than what you'd originally had in mind is what Spirit is saying. So however that goes for you, Cancer, whether this applies in your love life, your business life, your creative life, there is a very fucking fruitful, hot, I'm going to say hot, and I mean that, yeah, sure, that could mean romantically, like sex-wise, like it's very hot, or that could mean like, damn, y'all are coming up with some fire fucking content, y'all are coming up with some fire fucking ideas. Wands are fire. Follow your spirit. feel the fear, do it anyway. I do feel like there is success, there is pleasure, there is excitement, there is optimism, there is a sense of, oh my God, I didn't fucking think we could do it and we fucking did the hell out of it on the other side of this. The sun is about clarity. The sun is like that 5-year plan. And you've got the 7 of Pentacles at the center of your spread. Like, yeah, adjust the plan. Where is it that you want to be? What feels like the sun to you? Let's notice, please, that you're the Queen of Wands this month and she's holding a sunflower. And she is mysteriously holding this sunflower amidst a desert. Like, where did she even find that sunflower? Where did she even get, the water, the nutrients, the love? Water, cups, love, right? To grow that sunflower. She's magic. You've got the magic. The sun is provided. What are you going to magically produce this month that it seems like, wow, how did you even create that in the midst of where you are? How did you even manifest, materialize this really great thing when for all the world it was looking like, it's a little bit of a struggle, you're not doing that great, not doing horrible. You are going to flip the tables this month in a good way, not in the Hulk out kind of way, but in the, I bet you didn't think I could do that. I bet you didn't know. And if you don't know about me, then I guess you better ask. That's you this month, Cancer. I love it. This is a level up. Don't be afraid to change the plan. That's not a failure. Don't be afraid to be afraid. That's not a failure either. That's a sign that you're leveling up. That's a sign that you're willing to go out of your depth. Feel the fear, do it anyway. Know your power. By the end of May, by the beginning of June, you're going to know more about your power and you're going to have a great ally by your side. And maybe some of you are even going to have like a pretty magnetic, pretty intense partnership. Y'all let me know. We're already well into May, so maybe some of you have already experienced this. If you've got comments, questions, stories, as always, you guys know I love to hear them. And I really appreciate you tuning in, Cancer. I know it's been a little while. I work 2 jobs and then I do this in between those 2 things, so I apologize for when it takes me a little while, but I promise I'm always thinking about it. I have a Cancer moon, so I'm always like, oh no, I haven't put up the videos. So I just want you to know it means a lot to me that you stick with me, and I'm sending you a lot of love. So if I don't see you in next week's video, which I am working on, then I hope I see you in next month's reading, which I am also simultaneously working on. Whoop whoop! Love you, Cancer. Have a great month, and I hope I see you next time. Bye-bye!